Imagine you are 65 years old. The successful business you spent decades building has just been wiped out overnight. You are broke. You are standing at the finish line of your life, but you have lost the race. Your first Social Security check arrives in the mail. It's for $105. This is the end of your story, right? For one man, this was not the end. It was the beginning. This was the moment Harland Sanders, with nothing but a car, a white suit, and a chicken recipe, decided to start a global empire. His journey is a powerful lesson for anyone who thinks it's too late, a mindset I call the 1009th door. It is the profound belief that your greatest success can be waiting for you on the other side of 1,000 failures, and that your life's third act can be your most spectacular. Colonel Sanders' life before he was the colonel was a long series of failures. He was a farmhand, a streetcar conductor, a railroad fireman, a failed lawyer, and a frustrated insurance salesman. He finally found success in his 40s, running a popular roadside motel and cafe in Kentucky. He had finally made it. Then, in the mid-1950s, a new interstate highway was built, completely bypassing his location. The stream of hungry travelers vanished. His life's work was gone. At 65, he was officially a failure. But he had one thing left, his secret recipe of 11 herbs and spices. His idea was simple. He would travel the country and try to franchise his recipe to other restaurant owners. He would cook for them, and if they liked it, they would pay him a nickel for every piece of chicken they sold. This is where the legend begins. His trick was an almost superhuman display of relentless face-to-face grit. He got in his Oldsmobile and started driving. He slept in the back of his car. Every morning he would put on his iconic white suit and walk into a restaurant to make his pitch. And he was rejected, over and over again. The legend says he was told no 1,009 times. 1,000 doors slammed in the face of a 65-year-old man in a white suit. 1,000 people told him he was crazy, that his idea was worthless. Think about the mental fortitude that requires. To face that much rejection and still get up the next morning, put on the suit, and knock on the next door. It's the spirit of what Michael Jordan meant when he said, "I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Finally, on what must have felt like his last chance, he found a man in Utah named Pete Harmon, who said yes. That one yes was the spark. As the proverb says, a river cuts through rock, not because of its power, but because of its persistence. From that one restaurant, the idea exploded. Within a few years, there were over 600 Kentucky Fried Chicken locations. The man who was broke at 65 had become a millionaire at 70. What is the advice from the man who refused to retire into failure? First, your age is your advantage, not your anchor. Sanders' lifetime of struggle and failure gave him the grit he needed. The advice is this: stop seeing your age as a deadline. See it as a library of wisdom. You have more experience and resilience than you did when you were young. As the great writer George Eliot said, it's never too late to be what you might have been. Second, collect your no's with pride. He didn't just endure rejection, he actively sought it out, knowing a yes was hiding in the numbers. The advice is, reframe rejection. It is not a verdict on your worth, it is simply a part of the process. Make it a goal to collect no's, because it means you are in the game. The person willing to hear no the most is often the one who gets the most life-changing yes. As the saying goes, our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Finally, believe in your one thing. When he lost everything, he knew he still had one thing of value. The advice is, what is your secret recipe? What is the one skill, idea, or value that is authentically yours? In your moment of crisis, when everything else is stripped away, hold on to that one thing and bet everything on it. As Sanders himself said, I made a resolve then that I was going to amount to something if I could. Your story is not over. You may feel that a new highway has bypassed your life, leaving you behind. But as the writer Karl Barth said, though no one can go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start from now and make a brand new ending. You are one yes away from changing everything. Go knock on the next door.